popped out of focus there. This is a little deer hair bumble for the top dropper for mayfly time on the locks. And this one is tied on a short shank special size 8, but you might want to go with a standard size 8 for some locks, depending on the conditions and the particular lake. This is just one I'm tying up for Lough Corrib. So let's get to how to tie this one. So just remove that hook and we take an FM15 fulling mill short shank special, as I say, size 8. This one is black nickel. I'm going to use some 8/0 thread in an orange. Okay. And just you don't want thread too thin because you don't want to cut the deer hair either. So just build up a little bit of turns just right behind the eye of the hook. And I've done this before on a Birkinshaw bumble type pattern, but again, just to show you, it's pretty straightforward. So I got some natural deer hair dyed yellow. It's probably been bleached as well, but you get the browner coloured tips shown through. Remove any fluff or anything like that to just comb out. There's probably not much in this anyway. Just get out any dirt. I'm going to put it into my stacker like so, and just one missed. Just bang it on the table. Turn up your stacker and your tips should be lined up. Just catch your tips and then just turn your tips around, and you're looking at about the length of the hook shank. Then come over with a loose turn. Try and keep the thread close as you can to the eye of the hook. Another loose, and I'm just jigging it a bit here just to get the hair all around the hook, and then tighten up, and then you can go back over it with tight turns just to make sure it's not moving. Just give it a good few tight turns and catch your deer hair, snip off all the butt pieces fairly close. And if you want, you can cut them off at a taper. I'm just going to cut them off fairly close to the thread there. Okay. Just tidy up this area. Just make this a little bit neater, really. There's one there. Okay, so work your way down the shank to the bend. It's up to you then whether you want to put in some sort of a butt or that. I'm just going to use this tying thread, but you could use gold. Be nice as well. So a couple of turns back up around the bend, and just to protect that, I'm just going to give it a drop of clear varnish. Just a little drop, just to soak in and protect that. Okay. Then I'm going to put in the tail. So it's a cock pheasant tail dyed a yellowish, browny yellow colour. Just take a couple of fibres for the tail. Your length, you're probably looking at a little bit longer than the length of the hook shank, just being a mayfly type pattern. Catch that in, trap it down. I'm going to just snip it off just before the bump of the deer here, so it'll hopefully sort of taper up against that. And then on the way back down, going to use for the rib Globerite number 4. Now you could rib this with wire, or you could use wire and Globerite if you, but generally find if you have a good bit of hackle, the floss doesn't tend to get as damaged by the trout's teeth. I'll be tying a couple of these anyway, so look, if one does happen to get damaged, I'll have more. So catch those in. It's just a long strand of Globerite number 4 just doubled around the tying thread. For the body dubbing, I'm going to use the Frankie McPhillips, and the Corrib Mayfly is the colour. So I'm just going to add a bit of wax to this thread, and so that's the colour there. It's called Corrib Mayfly, as I say, from the Frankie McPhillips dubbing range. Just dub this on. You want to get on a reasonable amount. Pull those out of the way. And just spin it in your. So it's a sort of a seal sort subtype of a dubbing, I think. So it can be a little bit tricky. There's always one. Always one strand doesn't want to do what's told. So just get that dubbed on, work your way right up. I probably have a little bit too much there, but we'll see. Tighten it up a bit. Right the ways up, and just stop just short of the deer hair there. The hackles, then I'm using 2 hackles. I'm using a sort of a picric olive. It's a sort of a yellowy olive dyed badger, and the other one is just a badger. And just remove a little bit from the base of the stems here. And they're not the same length, so I'm just going to trim them the same length. And again, just add another tiny bit of wax to your thread. Just come in and just catch those 2 stems in, like so. And then you just start wind them down the shank together. You should get about 4 turns. And just catch it in then with your rib material. Like so. Right the ways up to where you started. 2 turns behind, 2 turns in front. We're going to snip off our waist, so try and get 2 hackles here. Keep them and get a couple more flies out of them, and just rotate here just to get this Globerite out. And then all we're doing is we're just pushing back the deer hair and just working the thread through to the front, and start building up a head on the fly, and at the same time hopefully pulling that deer hair down over like I suppose a front hackle, if you like. Okay. Couple more turns. There's one butt piece in there that shouldn't be in there. Okay. Now I'm just going to throw in a half hitch there before I whip finish, just to allow me to do a bit of work on it, see how it's looking, and it's not looking too bad. I'm going to add some clear lacquer to that. You can brush it back in as well if you want. Up to you. Just be careful of your rib if you're using the Velcro. We let that dry in, and then I usually add a drop of UV resin. So you need to let it dry in or you won't cure your UV resin properly. Let's just add that all around. And just set it with the torch. And yeah, there you have your just as I say, just a deer hair mayfly bumble. Some nice nice color through the body.